Okay, I saw all your insults there. I saw all your insults there. The kid is the kid, guys. We're coming with a new flavor. This is called 2025. This is called 2025 right now. It's called the Football Dugout. Weekly show coming in with something new. We're rolling with about 5 cameras right now. Bill Gates signed the check. I'm meeting Jeff Bezos tomorrow, and the Sultan of Brunei is gonna have tea with me in the summer. So we're coming real, guys. I'm not here alone. I have got the crew over here. Let me bring in the boys. Boom! 2 cameras. 2 cameras, man. What's up? It's real.
What's up?
It's real. So hold it. Guys, hold it. Sometimes in life, you've got to let these things mellow. You've got to let these things mellow. So, brief discussion of just what's going to be coming off the show, just what is about, and then we'll get into it. So, as I said again, this is a weekly show, and I thought, I wanted to do a football show that's much more of a debate show, and where there's a huge back and forth. So we've been planning this thing for the past 3, 4, 5 years. So this has been like about 5 years in the making, man. So we wanted a show that covers all aspects of football, and also some stuff that also interacts with thy fans as well. So coming up this day, we are going to be discussing preseason friendlies. Do they matter? Who cares? 7-3, who said that? I never said anything about 7-3. I never said anything about 7-3. Chill. So and also we're going to talk about some topics with regards to Mustafi, something with the preseason as well. And also we're also going to talk about who's had the best transfer window. We put out a poll, and we're going to talk about the transfer, who has won the transfer flipping war. Liverpool, I think they have about 5 or 6 kobo to spend. That's what I'm hearing. And then we'll then take your questions and answers afterwards. So, without further ado, man, let me introduce my peeps to me. So, guys, please introduce thyself, man.
Well, as many of you would know, I'm Neeks from Neeks Sports. I'm happy to be here with Devo and have hope. Of course, I've been on this channel before, and the people called for the live show. They said they want it back, and here we are. No prize for guessing who I support, even in times of strife and hardship.
It's got to be done.
It's still there.
It's got to be done.
What I mean.
Yeah, and obviously it's your boy Devo, D to the E to the V to the O. You done know.
Actually, I do know because you just said it.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I'd say you done know, because I told him first. If I said done know and then the D to the E to the V, it wouldn't make sense. So that's why I do it that way. Now, in my new home, you can find me here every Monday. The Football Dugout, brand new show, and it's all about football. It's all about you guys, and it's all about football. So let's get it. Let's do it.
Actually, it's actually about me, actually. So before we actually go into the ins and outs of pre-season and all that stuff, let me just throw this to you guys first of all. I don't think pre-season means that much. So how important do you think pre-season is, and how much effect do you think it has on an actual season? And relax, we'll get to 7-3, but how important do you think pre-season is?
I think it's very important in terms of getting new players accustomed to certain ways of football, accustomed to what the coaches want from them, but mostly it is important to get fitness up, fitness levels up to where you want it to be, because it's a long season. You also want to look at some of the younger players, see if they're ready to make that step up. So it's very important in that regard. In terms of results, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Obviously, you don't want to get beat 7-3 by your near rivals, because that's not good. But I see a lot of fans at the moment getting on the back saying, "Oh, our performances hasn't been great." That's fine. That's fine. Because watch when the first game of the season comes and they turn around and whoop a team 4-0. Pre-season will go out the window. No one remembers that. No one remembers that.
Yeah. That's the thing, as you said, the result really doesn't matter. Now, for fans, you never want your team to lose.
No.
So regardless of who you're playing, when you're playing, what's at stake, you don't want your team to lose. So when you're losing, as you said, 7-3 or 4, no winning 4, in the case of the 97 champions, 97-point champions. When you lose 3 out of the last 4, as a fan, you're not too happy, especially if your transfer window's not going too good. But I've seen Man United have great pre-seasons. We had one under Van Gaal. We beat Man City, Barcelona, Real Madrid in front of 100,000 over in, I think it was in New York.
Yeah.
And then first game of the season, we're playing Swansea and we're struggling. Like, the result really doesn't matter. But as you said, especially if you've got a new manager coming in, or in the case of Man United, a manager's come in mid-season, the players are still trying to, or he wants to still implement his style onto the team. That's why it's important. Yes, it's first pre-season. Yeah. And of course, if you get new players, you want them to have as full a pre-season as possible.
All right, so look, we'll leave Zizou a bit afterwards, man, because that's deep. So you mentioned like Liverpool out there, as well said 97. What?
Did we mention Liverpool?
That's
sorry. Go on.
No. Someone
I ain't calling no names, innit? I ain't calling no names.
Look, I did the math, okay? Look, I know, okay, like, C-set maths, relax, okay? C-set maths, I was not a mathematician, my name is not Einstein. So, how worried do you think Liverpool should be with regards to their lackluster, lukewarm, not that impressive pre-season so far? Do you think it should be anything worried? Because remember, I think this Sunday, they face Man City in the Charity Shield.
Yeah.
So, anything to be worried about with regards to Liverpool? Remember, they've not bought anybody. They're still relying on the so-called African king called Mohamed Salah, who flopped at the Nations Cup. Okay, George Weah or Kocha. Thank you very much.
I don't think Liverpool fans should be worried in terms of the pre-season results. I don't think they should be worried in general. I think, as I said, no one wants to lose. And when you are losing against, especially against teams that you may be competing against in the near future, obviously I think one was Napoli. Was Dortmund one, I think. Can't remember now.
Sevilla.
They drew. I know they drew Sporting, and there was another game they lost as well. It was 3 out of the last 4. But obviously we know their best players aren't here.
That's it.
But there's some Liverpool fans are basically saying, well, this is kind of showing that if those players, the Mane, Salah, and Firmino, aren't there, 1 or 2 out of the 3, then do we have the squad depth? Hence where the transfers come in, or the lack thereof. You got Norwich, first game of the season.
That's what I'm saying.
At Anfield, you're winning that 4-0. And as you said, everything's going to be forgotten.
Wait. So you're hating on Didier Smith?
Let's be real.
They probably still have nightmares from having to play Liverpool when Suarez was there. Literally taking the piss out of their life.
No. Cannibal got that.
Yeah.
Both ways, both physically and footballing wise, because you know that he still eats people. So
but to be fair, I think Liverpool, yes, they haven't got Mane, they haven't got Salah, they haven't got Firmino, they haven't got Alisson. Don't stress about pre-season when you're missing those 4 players. I know maybe your squad depth isn't great, but you take the front line of any of the top 6 sides, take them all out. Who, apart from Man City, who can actually say that they have an adequate cover for their front 3?
Yeah, none.
None.
I mean, some of us barely got a front 3.
Do you know what I mean? None. So I think it's this, everyone's too reactionary. It's just relax. Yeah, Klopp has, I didn't like the quotes that he said in the press about we haven't got money to spend when you've got the most expensive goalkeeper, most expensive centre back. And do you know what I mean? You threw money at Keita. That doesn't sit right with me. No. You can't chop and change. But you spend the money or you don't.
He's, excuse my French, he's bitching. Because obviously he must have asked the owner for some money, innit? He wants to buy some players. Maybe a Pepe, maybe someone else, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever in for Pepe.
Well, we'll probably get onto that. Yeah. But because the money maybe isn't there, he's doing maybe like a Mourinho where you complain in pre-season about the lack of funds and then you start, well, I haven't got what that person's got, I haven't got what that person's got. But as you said, he can't really complain. Not with the amount of money they've spent in the last 18 months. They can't.
Okay, so let's let's go to some specifics right now. Let's deal with this man right now here. Mustafi. So, Mustafi is, I believe he's in class here at the Brick Academy. He's got a bunk bed inside her barrel. Polar bears are nibbling on his balls as we speak. So with regards to Mustafi, we hear that this guy is not getting booed. Arsenal fans hate him. They want to get him out of there. And people have wondered that, okay, Nicolas Pepe, okay, Danny the Bias, okay, Saliba, why hasn't there been an adequate replacement for Mustafi? How is he still allowed to still function in an Arsenal team? When you know that for Arsenal, one of their key Achilles heel was their defense. How the hell has Mustafi not been replaced, and how there's been a replacement for Mustafi?
The thing is that we needed a winger. That was our priority. We have got centre backs. We've got Socrates.
That was your priority?
Yeah. Because we have no wingers. We have none.
I agree. It's a priority, but is it the
priority? Because when you look at, we have Socrates, who was very good for us last season. Holding's coming back. We did have Koscielny. Okay, we had Koscielny until that all blew up.
Forgot about that.
So
is he still on your books?
Yeah, but Mustafi wasn't necessarily a priority because we had 3 centre backs there. Now that Koscielny has done what he's done, Mustafi's still in the frame. It's like we can't get rid of this guy. And we can't sell him because he's on 80 grand a week and no one's going to want to take that on. Although apparently Roma are sniffing around. So please, Roma, if you're watching this, please, I will take him to Rome on my back. Yeah, I will take him there myself, please. But in terms of booing him, I don't necessarily think that's the right way to go about it.
What?
If he's on the pitch...
Wait. Why is this wrong?
Because I think if he's on the pitch...
If someone's a brick, how is it wrong to boo a brick?
Because how is that helping the team? How is that helping the team on the pitch? It's not. It's negative. You don't want to give any negative energy. While he's on the pitch, support him. It's not his fault that he's not being sold. It's not his fault that he's being picked. That's the manager. So as rubbish as he is, if he's on the pitch, support him. Help him.
100%.
I don't think you should boo him.
100%. I think when fans that boo their own players who have done nothing but either be rubbish, which I guess some parts of it ain't really under their control. If you ain't got the talent, you ain't got the talent. But if they haven't done anything but try their best, but it just ain't good enough, what are you booing them for?
Exactly.
What have they actually done? Because I've seen my club, we booed Fellaini. Fellaini came off the bench one game, gave away a penalty. The next game he's against Tottenham at Old Trafford. He's warming up on the sidelines, and the crowd are booing him. And I was in the ground. I felt disgusted because I'm not a big Fellaini fan. I don't mind. I know he has his uses, but you're booing him because he gave away a penalty. You're booing him because you don't think he's good enough. Ashley Young, first game of a pre-season. It's pre-season, and we're playing in Perth. And he's booing. They're booing Ashley Young. He came off the bench.
They threw 30,000 miles to boo him.
No.
It's disgusting.
So, are you saying that they shouldn't try their best to boo, throw out, beat up, punch, and excommunicate Ash? Do you know how trash that is?
What are you booing him for? You booing him. What difference is that going to make?
It's not going to make him play better, is it?
No.
That is disgusting.
Wait. If you boo someone to enough of an extent, that person, he may go back to the dressing room, start crying, start doubting himself, see the psychologist, say, you know what? I cannot handle this anymore. I'm going to hand in a transfer. I cannot handle it.
Or you get what you saw with Eboué, where he was brought to tears on the pitch, and nobody wanted to see that. Even as a Man United fan, I'm loving Eboué's on the pitch, giving away 120-minute penalties against Dirk Kuyt at the Emirates. But when you see a man reduced to tears on the pitch because fans are booing him just because they don't think he's good enough, I can't back.
Okay, so we have to move on now. Yeah. So 7-3.
Hey.
7-3. And I think this links into the tournament. So Real Madrid, they got touched. They got touched by Atletico Madrid. They got sodomized. They got circumcised. They got sacrificed by Atletico Madrid right now. So 2 questions in one is, first of all, how worried should Real Madrid be? And with regards to Bale, do you feel that based on Asensio being out for the season, how Real Madrid are looking through pre-season, do not fat shame Hazard? And do you think that Bale is actually needed for the team, and Zidane needs to grow up and actually use Bale?
Boy, that's a big question. I'll start off with the pre-season results. They haven't been great for Real Madrid. That particular result, 7-3, is just astonishing.
It's only pre-season.
They toyed with them. No, but and Diego Costa.
They were 7-1 down.
Yeah, 7-1. 2 consolation goals made it seem like it was bad.
A guy just thought that Real Madrid got raptured.
But it was, you know, and that is your nearest rivals, like geographically. You don't want to. If that was pre-season as Arsenal versus Tottenham, oh my God, I'd lose my mind. I'd lose my mind. Yeah. So I understand why people would get a bit upset. In terms of Gareth Bale, I've got a sneaky feeling that there might be a way back in for him. I think he might be able to get back into the good book somehow.
And it might just be a bit of a fairy tale ending.
Yeah, but I mean, he might go there, you know, do well, and then end up a bit like, redeemed. He's redeemed his reputation, even though I don't think he did much wrong apart from just say, like, if you guys don't want me, you're gonna have to sell me because I ain't helping you. Do you know what I mean? Which is fair enough.
So how worried should Real Madrid be and the whole thing?
For me, you can't. I don't think you can be worried about a preseason game. It's a bit embarrassing, but I think that's probably about it. In terms of Gareth Bale, I've done a couple of videos on my channel. Well, I did one, Kyle did another one, and I think the consensus within the Nick Sports camp is that Zidane needs to pull his finger out because he's acting, I don't know, a bit like a sport kid. Can't get his own way, just want to get rid of Bale. And he doesn't really want to talk about it. The sooner we get him out, 24 hours, 40 hours, the better. That's no way you deal with someone who's won you 2 Champions Leagues. Or one being one for Zidane, 2 for Real Madrid in the final itself.
Wait, but let me bring it. What if, playing devil's advocate, what if he just doesn't fit this system you have? You have a very particular system and this player's characteristic doesn't fit the kind of system that you're trying to play in, and you don't feel like he'll be effective in the kind of strategy that's you.
I don't think it is either. I don't think there is, other than maybe Barcelona, because of just the way they have played in the past. Maybe not even much so these days. I don't know if there's a team out there where Bale doesn't fit in. Even a team like Man City, the fact that you've got a Sane, who granted doesn't start all the time, and you've got a Mahrez on the bench, I can't see how Gareth Bale cannot fit into what Real Madrid wants to do. When, as I said, he's won them Champions League. He came off the bench for Zidane and scored, a brilliant overhead kick, and then the error by Karius. But for me, I think as Zidane, you have to find a way to get Bale in that team.
I reckon he 2-footed his son, because his son's a goalkeeper, isn't it? I reckon he 2-footed him. He's like, right, you're out.
Bro. A dude headbutted a guy from the Italian streets in 2006. I ain't 2-footing that guy's son. Anybody that goes like this in a fight, I ain't 2-footing your child, your seed, or whatever. Alright, guys, let's move on right now, to the main topic. One of the beauties of off-season, apart from Nigeria not being able to beat flipping Algeria in flipping AFCON game, I mean, what the hell, is the transfer window. So, a lot of activity has been happening, especially within a few clubs. Premier League, for some reason, they don't want to buy or
sleeping.
or sell anyone. So, I think is that who do you believe has had the best transfer window? So, I mean, I'll just kick things off right now. For me, Juventus are building a squad, and Juventus are looking quite scary right now. And I think that Juventus, I feel they've bought very, very smart. And I think that I don't think they've done yet. I don't think Real Madrid are done yet. I think Real Madrid really went off the bat getting your boy Zad. But I think for Real Madrid, I feel they have to. If Real Madrid do not get Pogba for next season, they may go trophyless. They may get trophyless. They need Labille. They need Labille. So with regards to who you feel has had the best transfer window, I feel it's Juventus, and I don't think Juve are done. What about you guys?
First and foremost, I gotta say, and I'm saying it now. Click this if you must, because it may come back to bite me. Pogba is going nowhere. Pogba's going nowhere.
Wait. So this dude said, "I want to leave United. I want to leave right now," and Labille, correct me if I'm wrong, he's a World Cup winner, and Real Madrid wants him, and Juve wants him, but he's still going to stay. Please tell me your rationale from that.
It's not his decision. That's why he's going to stay. It's not his decision. One, Real Madrid ain't met the supposed asking price of 150 million. If they don't get rid of Bale and James, I can't see them being able to stump up that cash. That's the first thing. Secondly, he's got 3 years left on his contract that he signed because he wanted to secure his financial future for the next 5 years when he did sign it. So the decision is ours. If we don't accept that bid, there's no way he can go. And that's the bottom line. I don't, as a matter of fact, I actually don't care what Pogba... What?
He turned into Stone Cold. That's the bottom line.
I don't care what Pogba wants to do at this stage because Pogba's not in a position like your boy Hazard, where he had given Chelsea so much that to deny him this dream move, especially at the stage of his career, would have been a travesty. Where Cristiano Ronaldo, had given us so much that to deny him that move to Real Madrid, and we postponed it for 1 year, it would have been a travesty and unfair to the man. Pogba has not given us enough to grant him the move to Real Madrid on his terms. Everything is on our terms.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. But then, so who are you saying has had the best transfer window so far?
Atletico's had a very good transfer window. Now they obviously they lost Griezmann. That was about 120 million. It could rise to 180 if they get their way.
Yeah, that's not finished yet.
Yeah, it's not done. That will rumble on. But they've used that money, and they've obviously Godin, we know, is gone. Very good player, experience, but obviously getting in on age. Juan Fran, he's gone. Obviously, both of them gone on a free end of their contracts. But they've replaced with young or people in their prime. Trippier has come in. And as much whatever people want to say about him, before last season, people were rating him. So you say Trippier being one. João Felix, of course, he pretty much replaced Griezmann, and he's at 9 years younger. And I know I'm missing someone.
There's Hermoso, Felipe at centre back from Porto.
Yeah, so that's a replacement for Godin. Lorente. So I would say, based on the way Atletico do business, I think they may have the best transfer window because it's very.
Wait. So
it's very unlikely.
So tell me, are you now saying right now on record that João Felix is going to be the next Cristiano? Because
no, I'm saying he's going to be better than Griezmann for Atletico than Griezmann was over his career. He's 9 years younger. So tomorrow he's not going to bang 42 goals and win in the Champions League.
So that means
it's a solid investment.
He's going to lead them to at least a Europa League then. Because like Griezmann.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not the biggest.
João Felix ain't playing no Europa League. Man's keeping him in the Champions League. Griezmann couldn't do that.
Let's not slander let's not slander Europa League, please.
So let's just look at João Felix then. So 2 questions then. First of all, do you think it was worth Atletico paying all that money for João Felix? And secondly, how well do you think he'll actually do for Atletico?
I think you have to look at, like, as you said, he's 19. You have to look at the potential. They've paid 113 million now, or whatever it is. But if he remains at Atletico Madrid for 6, 7, 8 years, and he bangs goals each and every one of those years, then yeah, it's worth it. Of course it's worth it. Because he's 19. If he bangs it, it does well, what's his sell-on value going to be?
Yeah.
You have to think of it as a business. Of course it's worth the money. They got 120 for Griezmann, who's 9 years older.
Yeah. And Griezmann ain't worth that. Sorry, Griezmann ain't worth that. I don't care if he's won the World Cup, so is Giroud. I know it ain't paying 120 million for him.
So looking at...
So what I wanted to say was that Atletico very rarely get transfers wrong, especially with forwards.
Especially up front.
When they lose
Aguero,
Torres, Costa, they always replace, and that guy bangs, whether it's Forlan, Falcao, or Griezmann. I have no concerns that this guy's not going to do what Atletico want him to do. He may not do what everyone wants him to do. Everyone might want him to be the next Ronaldo, as you said, Cristiano, but he's going to do what he needs to do.
So remember, guys, hit that like button, smash that like button, guys, smash that like button, support this whole thing, smash the like button. It only takes you 2 seconds. It's bloody free. Last I checked, hit that flipping like button, man. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, because in terms of who I think have had the best transfer window, it has to be Juventus. Juventus have signed Rabiot for free, Ramsey for free, De Ligt, who could be one of the best centre backs in the world,
young
for the next 12, however many years. They've also signed 2 other centre backs. One they've sent back on loan to Genoa, who are young as well. So that's Barzagli, Chiellini, and Bonucci, all replaced in one fell swoop.
But the question
possibly.
Is that enough to win a Champions League? That's all it's about. Because look, my thing is this, and Cristiano merchants, you can say whatever that he wants.
That's me.
All right, and this is pointed out at you. If he doesn't win a Champions League with Juventus, his move would have been a failure. 100%. He didn't move for Serie A titles. He didn't move for a Coppa Italia. He moved to win the Champions League. So if he doesn't win a Champions League with them, it's a failure. So is Rabiot, Ramsey, De Ligt, are those players sufficient enough to deliver them the Champions League this season?
Yes,
I think so.
Because granted, yes, they got knocked out to Ajax. Ajax knocked out teams that we didn't expect them to, and in the way that they did. So they weren't. You might say they weren't a million miles away. They really weren't. And the comeback against Atletico, there wasn't a million miles away, and I think the likes of De Ligt, Rabiot, and Ramsey can steer them in the right direction. When you look at England and what they've done in the transfer market, or the lack of what they've done, you might say that they've gone on another level, another step where some of the teams in England haven't. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico, yes, I think they've all improved, or they will improve based on their transfer markets. But Bayern
have signed Pavard and Hernandez. And Arp.
And they've lost Robben and Ribery, and they've yet to replace them.
Great segue.
So Gnabry and Coman are both nursing injuries already. So Juve's got a chance.
Great segue there, because I want to look at Bayern Munich right now, because I think this brings us to a guy who I think has been criminally disrespected. Leroy Jeremiah Sané.
Is his name Jeremiah?
No, everyone's name is Jeremiah.
Leroy Jeremiah Sané Olusegun III.
I know that definitely ain't his name.
Can I talk about George? Can I laugh? So
we need to get you t-shirts.
This guy, Pep has. I'm also going to get you using this. How Pep has disrespected this dude. Last I checked, who scored the winning goal against Liverpool? Oh yeah, it was Leroy Sané, wasn't it? The amount of stuff this guy has done for Pep, and how Pep is so willing to let him go, I just think it's rude. So my thing is that Bayern are going in for him. Now, do you feel that if he was... Okay, so 2 questions here. Do you think that Man City should sell and can thrive and can survive without Leroy Sané? That's the first one. Second one is, if he was to go to Bayern, is it a sufficient replacement for Robben or Ribery as that attacking white thing? And can we all agree that Kingsley Coman is trash?
I think Coman... Injuries,
he's trash.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's trash. That's harsh.
Just say
when he's on the pitch, he does well, but he's hardly ever on the pitch. to answer your question there about Sané, I think Sané would be a brilliant replacement for Ribery. I think it'd be a brilliant replacement.
For both of them?
Well, for one. I don't think he could replace. I said Ribery, didn't I?
Yeah, you know Ribery. Sounds like you're trying to mix the two. Like, nah. Put some respect on Robben.
Robben. I'm getting confused.
No.
Robben.
Don't know. Robben. Look, I love Leroy Sané. Robben, just chill.
Yeah,
just
but
chill.
I think
take Ribery.
I'm not saying he's gonna. All right, he'll be whichever one you want to say. He's a replacement. He's a replacement for one of them.
Casillas took PEDs. That's why he saved those 2-1. If Casillas didn't take PEDs, Robben would be.
This guy is so biased, because if that was Messi or Ronaldo missing World Cup final, you wouldn't let them live it down.
No, wait, chill. Look, all I'm saying is this: is that I just read something about
where did you read it?
Apparently taking. I just said like
havehope.com.
No. Because
he wrote it down and read it.
Listen to me. I just heard that there's something about the Spain team taking PEDs, and which made them extra. So if they didn't take PEDs, Robben would be a Champions League World Cup winner, and he'd be a husband. That's what I'm saying. Please continue.
Yeah, I think Sané would be a great signing for Bayern Munich. And your other question was, can Man City replace him? I think in terms of players, they've already got a replacement because he doesn't start many games. So they've already replaced him. But I think he has been a very good player for Man City, and I do think it's unfortunate for him that he's ran into a time when Sterling's on such good form and Bernardo Silva's been on such great form, and he's just not fit into what Pep wants from a winger. It doesn't mean that he's not a great winger, because he is.
Exactly. Okay. What does that bald guy want who can't win a Champions League without flipping Lionel Messi?
Well,
what is it?
It's probably the same thing that Mourinho wanted from Hazard. Track back.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear you say it.
Can
someone bring up the video where Havertz was laying into Mourinho about getting Hazard to track back? It doesn't exist, does it? Managers want what they want, innit?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like I don't think it's a case. I like Sané, but I don't think it's a case of Pep, I don't know, disrespecting him. There's just certain things that a manager wants from a player, and if the player don't get it, they move on. Now, as far as I'm aware, I got a bit of inside information on the Sané saga, but I actually mentioned Sané through my source. Sané going to Bayern over a month before it actually went out on on the media stratosphere. But Sané doesn't really want to leave. He likes Manchester. He likes. He wants to play for Man. He wants to be successful for Man City. His family, specifically his father, I'm not sure if his father's necessarily his agent, but his father is encouraging him to leave because probably seeing that his career maybe stalling. He didn't get into the Germany team as consistent. As if it was up to him completely, he would remain. But there's outside influences within his family that want him to make that move. Bayern Munich are offering him a good some money, it seems. Obviously, they need to replace those two. But of course, Man City, the machine that the Abu Dhabis have created, it will roll on. Like as you said, he's not an integral. He's very important, but he's not the first name on the team sheet. So,
but even if they lose him, they have Mahrez. Do you know what I mean? Mahrez is not a bad player.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Do you know what I mean? But he's champion of Africa.
True.
Allegedly. Okay, so let's switch right now to the Premier League where it has been dormant now. Hardly any transfers have been made. No real major transfers have been made. Liverpool have done easy. So basically, Liverpool haven't done anything. Chelsea, I'm working on trying to reduce that transfer ban. Me and your boy Abramovich, we're trying to work out something. You know, Tammy Abramovich is Drogba's successor. Apparently, that's his successor. Easy.
Clip it.
I wanted to say something on Chelsea, so come back to me when you.
Okay, so why do you think that there hasn't been a lot of movement in the Premier League with regards to real major transfers? Because City bought that dude
Rodri, yeah.
Okay, you've got Ndombele, you may get Nicolas Pepe, but there's not really been any kind of major transfers made within the Premier League team. So is that something to be worried about? Our Premier League now breaks.
Daniel James ain't a marquee signing.
Nix.
He's got two first names.
So all because he's the white Usain Bolt, doesn't making the main guy, right? So that's what he's a Caucasian Usain Bolt. That's it.
No, but I think none of the top six have really done much in terms of in the transfer window. I mean, Chelsea obviously can't, but we were talking off air, and I was saying, wouldn't it be funny if Chelsea actually had the best transfer window? Because they've managed to get all these players back off loan.
Yeah.
They don't really. The only area really where you can say they need players is up front, but they still have Abraham, Giroud, and Batshuayi.
Yeah.
Who it's not the best, but it's not the worst.
Not the
Do
worst.
you know what I mean? They're still stacked in every position, considering they can't sign anyone.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, because they can't sign anyone, and the fact they lost Hazard.
Yeah.
You'd think there'd be a bit more dire straits. I mean, of course, the first game of the season will tell us, isn't it?
Because Lampard is unknown. So, but I think it's because even the teams that you think would really be taking advantage, your Wolves, your Leicesters, the Everton,
even Man United and Arsenal,
they're not really doing much.
But even Man United and Arsenal, where Chelsea is the team who got in the top four last year. Man United also trying to get back in. You think they can't buy anyone?
Yeah.
We're gonna come in and take. We're messing around.
Yeah.
We're playing around. I mean, maybe we are.
Wan-Bissaka. I mean, we. I don't know what's going on at our club anymore. I don't know what to believe. I thought we was broke, and now you know what I mean. Now we're putting down like £2 a week on Pepe.
Wait. Let me even say this right now. It's like so Nicolas Pepe. Like for me, I don't think he's that great. And this was judging because I didn't really watch him in Lille. This was based off what I saw from him in the Nations Cup. So I think that Arsenal's best signing is Danny Ceballos. I think because I've watched him for forever. I think that guy's a really good player. Yeah. And I think Xhaka is trash. I don't know why I think he's a semi-brick. But Nicolas Pepe, are you excited about that thing? How much of an impact do you think dude can make?
I am very excited about that signing because it's your reason
because
it's the kind of player that we need. I mean, I can't sit here and honestly say that I've seen him play a lot. I saw many African nations. I didn't think he was great in that particular tournament. But when you look at what he's done for Lille in terms of his attacking stats and everything like that, we struggle for wide players. We haven't got any. All of our players, we've got Mkhitaryan and Iwobi, they're not wide players. They're not direct. Every time we get the ball out wide, it comes back inside or it comes back and we just get nullified. So having someone of his caliber, someone with his skill set, so direct, it should help us because it will give us another dimension in our attacking.
Do you remember the last Ivorian winger you bought from Lille? Javinho.
Hey, listen. I've seen Javinho won me £75 because you remember he scored a brace against Olympiacos in the Champions League. We beat him 3-1. Yeah, big up Javinho.
No, but I would say that's listen. If we got Pepe, I'll be happy. So I'm not gonna sit here and try to trash talk the guy because Arsenal got in. I saw a lot going on Twitter recently between Rants, DT and Flex and Troops, because obviously Pepe is a player that most fans would have wanted in their team. Now, whether the club is willing to pay that kind of money, you mentioned Liverpool earlier. Liverpool were interested in Pepe, but they weren't interested in buying what would have been a bench player for them for 70 million. It doesn't make sense. So I understand that. But as a fan, you couldn't not want a player as potentially exciting as he is on your team. So I think that's a coup for Arsenal. But what I would say, you were the third highest goal scorers in the league last year. Whilst a winger, I would have said was a priority. I wouldn't have personally said it was the priority because defensively, you were poor. You were very poor.
Remember, we are looking at Tierney. We do need a solid left back because a lot of the problems we had was because Kolasinac can't defend unless he's on road.
Yeah, of course,
if he's on road, he's all right. On pitch, not so much. So I think if we get Tierney, who's an upgrade, then our defense, and we get Bellerin back, and we get Holding in there next to Socrates, then maybe our defense might not be as bad.
Holding Socrates, and say one thing gets injured.
Then we're praying.
But that's happened last year because Holding got injured. So I think you still need to buy a centre back.
We do,
because you can't just rely on.
Well, we are looking at Regani. We're looking at Regani.
So let's so just basically like last 5 or so minutes on this topic right now. Lukaku. Now, I did we did a little hangout yesterday, and someone came out and said that Lukaku is a better overall footballer than Icardi, and everyone in the hangout, including myself, pretty much ripped our clothes and just went crazy. Swap, because again, there's this whole thing about swap deals, this and that, people going in and out. So, two things in. Obviously, I want Nick to sort of with this and then Deborah, you can follow him through. So, do you feel that United should still keep Lukaku? Or are you happy to go all in on Rashford and allowing Lukaku to go? And if Lukaku was to go to Inter Milan, how well would he do at Inter Milan? I need you to give me how many G's he's going to drop a season if he was to go there. Okay?
First things first, Lukaku will score goals anywhere. That's just a fact. Lukaku's worst season, arguably, was last season, and he still was our top goal scorer.
So you're saying that he's not a brick? Is that what
Lukaku's not a brick. Lukaku is Belgians. Granted, they haven't got the most luxurious history of ever, but he's their highest goal scorer. He's their main striker for the number 1 team in the world. He can't be a brick. That's the first.
But he's been a brick before.
For last season,
that's why he's called Tims.
Lukaku as a footballer ain't great, but Lukaku is a goal scorer, and if you feed Lukaku, he will score. And the first season was at Man United, we fed Lukaku, and he scored. Last season, obviously 2 different managers didn't feed him, therefore he didn't score. And of course himself, he went through a bad patch. But Lukaku will score goals, whatever. So I think Italy, especially under Conte's wanted him for years. He must have an idea of what he wants to get out of Lukaku. So I believe that if he goes there, I know Italy's not the most free-flowing goal-scoring league, but I would expect minimum 18 goals in the league.
For Inter
Milan. Minimum. If he gets less than that,
that's realistic.
If he gets less than that, I'm disappointed in him. I'm disappointed in him. But I think there is a dearthing of goal scorers out there. You got these like wingers, also say number 9 strikers. You got these inverted wingers who come in and score and that kind of stuff. So us wanting 70 million, 75 million, I think we're well within our right. We spent a lot of money on him. He's only been there 2 years. For me, I said he will score goals wherever he goes. We must get.
So you think he's worth 75?
He is
in this market, yeah.
Yeah, he is.
75.
How old is he?
Yeah.
25?
No, he's older than that. He's about maybe 27, I think. Yeah. But no, he's definitely worth it. Definitely. It's not even. All you have to do is you play to Lukaku's strengths, and he will score. If you want him to do all the drop deep, he's not going to work, and that's why he ain't working on the social. But for what Conte has wanted him for so long, he must know what he wants to get out of him. Lukaku will score goals.
Do you think he'll score more than Icardi?
For Inter Milan. Well, Icardi was a leg man. But is Conte's first?
It's Conte's first year.
Yeah. So obviously he don't want Icardi.
Yeah, he said he don't want
Icardi.
No.
But I wouldn't want Icardi as a swap anyway.
Because his wife is cooked with
poisonous. Yeah.
And actually, apparently, this is not me. I read it in Hitman magazine. She slept with Brozovic.
Yeah, I heard about that. But Icardi, as much as a leg man he is, I wouldn't want a swap deal for him because of that off the field that he brings. And I'm a little bit tired of just buying these foreigners who come with big reputation and big names and just flop at Manchester United. I've seen it already. I know Falcao had his injury, but you know it wasn't his fault, but it didn't work.
When a bit Brexit,
Di Maria came. No, sorry.
Brexit needs.
No, Di Maria came. Same thing. Sanchez, free transfer, 400,000 a week.
You're the wrong skin tone to be.
No.
Brexit, by the way, so there you
The
go.
point I'm making is we fantasize about the grass being greener because they've got an accent over the E, or their name ends in Enio. What's his name? Joe
Linton.
Joe Linton. If his name was Joe Linton, no one don't care about him because his name.
No one cares about him anyway. He got 6 goals.
But he got 40 million. No, Joe Linton from Swansea is being bought for 40 million, but because he's Brazilian, he costs money. I've seen it all before. I've seen it.
But Nick,
At Manchester United, I want players. If we're gonna spend that kind of money, which Lukaku, if we do a swap, that's like 70 million. I'm wanting players who either have proved it at the highest level, Champions League level, or have proven the Premier League. So I don't mind spending the 70, 80 million on Maguire, even if he's not worth that. But I know that he can do it in the Premier League. You buy someone like, not saying Koulibaly's not great, but you spend 100 million on him. You don't know how he's going to adapt to the Premier League. But you don't.
Koulibaly.
But I thought about Di Maria. Di Maria was the best winger in the world when we bought him, and we went down.
No, but I don't think that was
Sanchez.
No, Sanchez was burnt out at Arsenal. We could all see that.
No, that surprised me. No. I thought Ches would ball like Chez's fall to brickdom has been one of the greatest declines in football history, man.
You have to
the grass isn't always green on the other
the
side.
facts
I don't
when it
want
comes
to
to Sanchez. Sanchez played 3 seasons without a summer break. He played 50 odd games for us and then went Copa America. 50 odd games, then went Confederations Cup. 50 odd games, then went World Cup. The man was burnt out. The man doesn't. He used to run to training. They had to tell him to stop running to training.
What's Icardi done in the Champions League?
I know he played in the Champions League.
I know, yeah. He
One
played against.
Oh yeah, because
Tottenham. Now, that's what I'm looking. I'm like, all right, you done it in Syria. That don't mean nothing to me. It really doesn't. Now, there's talk about a swap for Lukaku and Dybala. I've seen Dybala in the Champions League against some of the best teams in the world, including against us. I'm not saying we're one of the best, but including against us. That's a player that I will swap. If we're going for people who ain't proven the Premier League, I want the top of the top. I want the elite.
So, final topic now. Questions, man. So if you want to send in any questions, we'll be looking through the live chats. Any questions you want to send to us three, please send in those questions right now. So as guys...
Just got the results through for the Twitter poll.
Oh yes, results for
the Twitter poll. So the question was, who has had the best transfer window so far? The winners were Juventus on 36%, followed by Atletico on 27%, and Real Madrid on 22%.
Wait, Atletico. So you said Atletico had a better transfer window because they bought João Felix.
Remember, it's also the people they let go as well. You have to think the whole thing.
Because Real Madrid struggling. Real Madrid struggling to get rid of Bale. They're struggling to get rid of Bale. I don't know what's happening with James. There's talk about him leaving, but he's back in. So there's a bit of discontent around their whole transfer window. It's not settled.
And someone also mentioned a special mention for Dortmund. Dortmund, obviously, not only did they sign Brand and Hazard for cheap, I think it was 22 million each. They also sold Pulisic for 70 million. So, I mean, that's a pretty good window. Dortmund, shout out Dortmund.
So listen, your boy Ajad says, any chance that Sadio Mane completely falls off due to fatigue, like Alexis Sanchez?
No,
I wouldn't expect that. No. But you cannot. He goes into the season. You don't know when he's gonna get back to maybe his full flight because it's been a long summer.
Missing preseason is big.
It is.
It's big, because you kind of get. It's hard to get into the rhythm if you're behind in fitness. It takes a little while to get it. But I don't think Mane is going to fall off. As I said, Sanchez was a gradual thing where he just literally played year in, year out, all the time. It got to the stage where, especially when you look at his playing style, like he's non-stop. He's going to burn out. He would probably have burnt out even if he had those breaks in the summer. He still would have burnt out probably by about this time anyway. It just came about 2 seasons later.
I think, for me personally, Mane, this isn't going to happen. He's from West Africa.
No.
So what's it called? So this guy says, Can Spurs or Chelsea close the gap next season? No.
Wait.
No.
Close which gap?
Which
Gap you talking about?
Or to the title challenges.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
No, yeah. Basically, can they close the gap between
Chelsea.
them and Liverpool?
Chelsea.
I'm thinking it's not gonna happen. Yeah, wait. Let me just be real right now. We've already established that Tammy Abraham is the successor of.
We haven't established
We've
anything.
established that, so that's accepted.
It's not accepted.
So, Pulisic is going to be the American hero. He's going to surprise everybody. That's a fact. Hudson Odoi, going to say some stuff. Kante, we know that he's the best all-round midfielder in the world.
After Torreira.
So
After Torreira, right?
Yeah.
After Torreira, that's what you said last
Are
time.
you going to really still hold that?
Yes. Yes.
You can't just say stuff and then
against me.
you say it out.
I said at the time, Torreira was the best all-round. At that period in time, he was
You
the
mean
best all-round midfielder.
on the pitch in that game against Tottenham in the North London derby? Because Kante wasn't
There
on
was
the
a period about 3 or 4 or 5 games that Torreira was the best all-round midfielder. Now it's Labille. Labille is. No, it's either Labille or Kante.
Ooh,
So,
that's an interesting question.
Wait,
Someone,
what question?
someone's put a question here. Can we do an Arsenal and Man United combined 11?
Can we do that after the transfer window?
Who the hell would be in a combined 11 for those guys, man?
Sanchez. We got a question from Lunt Banzi. Says, does Zidane get sacked next season?
Bro, no. Let me.
Can I do a rider to that question? Yeah, no, you can do. I want to ride into that question. Who will last longer at Real Madrid? Bale or Zidane?
Okay, let me be real right now. I'm scared. And this is what I said before. Zidane is a horseman. He's my idol. He's one of my heroes. After 2006, after he single-handedly destroyed Brazil, I said this is one of the greatest players of all time.
That Brazil team was.
I don't look. Lionel Messi, Cristiano, forget those clowns. When's that day? I said, look. So I'm bound by duty to protect him. I am very, very worried that Zidane is going to get sacked because Benzema is trash. Are we in agreement that Benzema is trash?
He ain't what he used to
No,
be.
he's not. Yeah,
Bro,
he's not trash.
In 2019, he's not trash. Yes or no?
He's not what he used to be.
Yes.
No.
Thank you.
He's missing Ronaldo.
1, 2, 3, 4 yeses. Thank you. So Benzema is trash. Zidane, if you listen to me, I get it. You're Algerian, he's Algerian. He sees you as his surrogate father. His father maybe left when he was 5 or 6, so he sees you as his new father. I get it. But Zidane, I am begging you, because I care about you and I want you to succeed. I'm going to call you later on tonight to talk. If you stay with, because Zad is going to give you 25 Gs, trust me. Zad is going to give you a Ballon d'Or. Easy. But my thing about this is that if they stay with that brick called Benzema, who is a brick, he is trash, he can't finish, he's just an Instagram model right now. They will not get anything. They'll go trophless and Zidane may get sacked. Because if
they bought Luka Jovic. They bought Luka Jovic for 54 million. Oh,
is he injured?
Apparently, I think he's injured. That last I checked, he's injured.
Apparently,
Jovic is injured.
I might as well put Bale up front then, innit?
Yeah. Maybe that's why they didn't sell Bale.
Maybe
there's some legs to that. Boom.
Talking tactics. Who is the person off camera? Because how about you keep going to your left? Like they want to know what's going on. It's the energies.
It's the energies. It's the thing energy. No, but I am very worried. No. I am very worried about because I'm telling you right now, man. Again, I've always said that preseason doesn't really mean that much, like anything, but like Real Madrid have to get Pogba. That is essential.
They have to win the league.
That's
what they need to do.
Yeah, like
they need to win the league.
If it's just Modric and Toni Kroos now, Modric is done.
Casemiro in there,
they're all done. If they don't get Pogba, Real Madrid are not winning. They're not sniffing a trophy.
Here's another question: if Zidane does get sacked, let's say he does get sacked, who do they go after? Who out there?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. No, I'm joking.
Who out there can take Real?
Why are you looking at that,
Who can take that job and
Pochettino.
Pochettino
Has to be Pochettino.
Yes. So I want Zidane to get sacked.
Has to be.
No.
Yeah.
No. After that loser Pochettino, played that brick Harry Kane in the Champions League, that guy for me, he's no more in vogue. Like, look, I called it before. I said, Zidane, please, 3 Champions Leagues in a row, leave as a hero. Don't come back. Because, I have my issue with this guy. He plucks his eyebrows, he wears underwear, and he looks weird. But, did Cristiano lead Real Madrid to those 3 Champions Leagues? Well, we'll see a main factor.
Of course.
What do you mean by duh? What the hell does duh mean?
Of course.
What the hell does duh mean? What about Rich?
Cristiano.
What did Rich do? What did Rich do?
Cristiano. You mean Cristiano, who's top goal scorer of all those
last minute goal? Sergio Ramos in 2014.
Yeah.
What did Cristiano do in the 20?
Wait, what about the ones in between? What about the 2 goals he bagged against Juventus? You'd be like to forget there was 4 they won.
Yeah.
You just want to talk about the first and the last.
Last time, the only final I'm giving Cristiano is 2017.
The Juventus one.
What did he do in the 2016 final? What did he do in the 2014 final? What did he do in the
Wait.
2016, 2018, what did he do? What did he do? Thank you. So, man, don't mess with me, man. Okay, don't change the narrative. Don't change the narrative. But back to the whole thing. Zizou, I'm begging you, please. If you don't get Pogba, just resign. That's my thing. Yeah. If you don't get that team are going for trophyless. And also as well, don't judge that on this. Don't.
Wait, nah. I'm judging it.
Why?
Matter of fact, it's his fault they lost 7-3.
Yeah. Based on what?
I don't know, because we just like to throw out random statements, so there's one.
Okay, can I respond?
Don't judge Zad on this. But you want to judge everyone?
Wait, but hasn't he already judged, like, isn't he being judged for his weight? Isn't he put on weight already?
Thank you very much. First of all, can I respond to that? First of all, it's actually a crime to fat shame. People. It's actually a crime to
lock me up.
To fat shame. And also, second of all,
I didn't even know
you can't judge him. So you're going to judge Zad on... Okay, so Zad provides for Benzema and he misses open goals. And we're going to judge that.
Can we see? Can we wait? Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what
happens. We don't know what's going to happen.
How do you know it's not going to be the other way around? Benzema don't put the Hazard. The Hazard's
we don't have to wait for anything. It's happening. I'm telling you a fact. This is not an opinion. It's a fact. Benzema is going to miss open goals. Benzema is going to miss open goals. That's a fact. So how can we judge Zad? How can we judge Zad if he provides for Benzema and he misses chances? That's just unfair.
Alright, let's see. Let's
No. If he's creating for someone who is missing open goals, then that's unfair. Give him a key striker. He's giving you 20 assists. Give him a key striker. He's giving you 20 assists in his sleep.
Hope. Let's revisit this in like 3-4 months' time, and let's see where we are. Alright, let's revisit this.
Don't judge him based on.
No, we're gonna remember this conversation. 3-4 months down the line, either you'll be right or we will be right.
Okay, guys. That's been it right now. We've all agreed that Zad can't be judged Nigeria where we rock off a nation's cup. We're all agreed about that. So, guys, if you swear, remember, hit that like button. We're back here on Monday. Remember, this was the best show. We're trying to ride in through here. It's your boy Javen, who I was screaming through at the left. Javen, man, show some love for Nigeria and Zad. Please. So, yeah, easy. It's great. He's subconscious nephew, apparently. So, say your goodbyes, guys.
Yes, guys, it's been a pleasure to be on here. Make sure you hit us up on all the socials. Nick Sports, Nick's Kwamina.
Wait, are you allowed to bloody pump up your other Nicks?
Yeah. Devo LDN on Twitter. Yeah, Devo Land LDN on Insta. And thank you for watching. And obviously, we'll be back. And keep supporting things. Share it, like it. We love all the interaction with the comments. We're coming back with more next week as well.
Yeah, look, man. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, there's going to be a Discord. We're going to open up a Discord server, and hopefully in the future we're going to be taking calls from you. We won't be taking calls for any Zad haters, any Marcelo haters, or any Real Ronaldo haters. Last I checked, 2002, he scored those 2 G's in the final. So please tell him. Okay, look, guys. We'll see you next Monday. Peace out. Stay true, stay real, and most of all, stay black. I love all my white people, man. Thank you. Peace out.